he's disparaging, and I'd like for my subscribers to try to give him some good words. But the first thing I want to point out is you're talking about the deaths here in the United States, and you're failing to mention the reference now, the guy who killed his wife and his kids. Yeah, it was a little twisted, and the man who killed those three cops, yeah, well, he didn't plan on dying alone. And I think a lot of people are coming about with that after all the illegalities that the cops are pulling here, there, and everywhere. But I want to point out that, around the world, they're using a number of weapons to kill. You can't blame the gun. See this knife? I'm holding it. It's sitting. It's absolutely harmless. The same can be said about a gun. Even loaded, a gun just sitting is perfectly harmless. It's the person who handles that gun and their responsibility level. Now, the man who caught his wife cheating, he may have acted in haste, but he is someone not unlike anyone else. So right now, I want to point out to you that right here on YouTube, this is part of the things that are intriguing me right now. Someone had filmed a live-action murder. I watched a man, I don't understand, Iraqi or Iranian or whatever it was he was saying. He had thrown this woman to the ground and was kicking her. Then he started screaming to the crowd, I guess persuading them to help her. I don't know if she had cheated on him or if she was just whatever, being a bad wife. I watched a crowd of people beat this woman almost to death. This man walked off and then came back, and I watched this man crush this woman's head with a cinder block, flat. The next sequence, the next 30, 45 seconds, were just a pool of blood pouring away from her body. This is the human condition. So in the United States, they try to convince you that gun control is the best thing, and I own my own weapons, but if my son's paying attention, I'd rather he not watch this. So in the Philippines, right here on YouTube, I saw a man with a screwdriver gouged into his eye, dead. All around the world, they make guns illegal, but people still find a way to kill. They don't care. If they want to kill you, anything can be a weapon. Folding chairs make for nice weapons. We see that on TV right here in the United States. You watch cop shows. You see all these guys using all these different pieces of equipment. Good baseball bat's pretty good for crushing somebody's head in. This is the mentality that we're coming about, and this is all these video games. Even a tool that I use frequently, my Leatherman tool, which I love so much because it just comes in so handy. It just does everything for me. It has not one, but two knives and a small wood saw. It's all about how you perceive what it is. Now, any number of weapons, from kitchen utensils to a common shish kebab skewer gouged into someone's face or into a kidney, could kill them instantly. All the way down to a standard wide putty knife. It's got a pretty sharp edge. Can't trust human beings with any of those now, can you? And it just gets worse. I mean, you could go with a wood dowel. You could use a plastic bag to suffocate someone, or a section of rope to strangle them. If someone's going to die, they're truly going to die. But the fact of the matter is gun control isn't going to help anyone. It's people and their own controls. Now, the common sword is still used in the Middle East. And right here on YouTube and in the news for our nation, I watched a man be 4 men being decapitated. Now, the first one, it just slid right off. The second one, it went pretty smooth too. The third one, the man began just hacking. He got him once, whack. The guy's screaming in pain. Whack! Hits him again. Third time, it finally comes off. He's been beheaded. So, son, if you're paying attention to the rest of this, click away, and I mean it, because the rest of it's a surprise. Spring's coming for my son, and he and I talked about this because he's at gun ownership age, in my opinion, and I picked him up some stuff that he can show me whether or not he's responsible. Let's see if you can see this very well. Good little fake shotgun, something that he can show me that he's doing good with, because I'm a strong believer in the Second Amendment. Has a good cocking action, and a nice shooting action. Now he has friends, and he has a stepbrother of sorts, and so I made sure that everyone had something they could play with. I made sure that my daughter had something small enough that she could hold in her little hands. A little double barrel action shot pistol there. See that? Pretty nifty. It isn't about a gun. It's about the responsibility of owning a gun. Are they responsible enough to own a gun? Now, the man in Texas, he acted in rage. They kept telling him to put his gun down. He wanted to relish in his anger and get it out of his system. But unfortunately, they threatened him. And remember, something as simple as a pipe wrench, a good heavy pipe wrench, can kill someone. So you're going to say that guns kill. Well, it's not guns that are killing, it's people. It's not knives that are killing, it's people. By themselves, they're perfectly harmless. You can scream at a loaded gun, and it still won't go off. You can call it names. You can do whatever you want with it. As long as you don't pick it up, cock it, and fire it, you're pretty safe. As far as your anguish about the United States and the condition of things, you know, if you believe the rhetoric that's in the news, you would think that everything's horrible and that we're all going to die this horrible death. It's simply not true. The fact of the matter is Americans are the most resilient of all earthers, and I believe that because we've seen strife and we've seen struggle and we've came out on top each and every single time, and we can again. But the first thing you need to do is get rid of your anguish over all of this. I too am sort of unemployed. I'm in between jobs. I do my own thing, and it generates revenue for me. But I think we're all, about everybody in America is almost in the same position, and that's how it goes. But you know, buck up and cheer up. You'll get it together, and believe that you'll get it together, because I know I'll get mine together, and I know the rest of America will pull themselves up by the bootstraps like we always have. America, in true power and form, will remain the world's reserve dollar. I can guarantee it. Now, the International Monetary Fund created their own magical money, as fake and as phony as any other fake, phony monopoly money ever created. The dollar is the power. Our nation is the strongest, and we will continue to remain the strongest. So, hey, buck up. Don't fret over guns, because remember, there are just as many people dying all around the world from knives, screwdrivers, bludgeoning pieces of every kind and of every nature, all the way down to the wood dowel. And yeah, you know, hang in there, man. And for all of my regular subscribers, try to pass them some words of encouragement. And remember, even your best tongs, your best fork for carving, could be used as a weapon. I mean, look at that. It doesn't matter. It's what you choose to do with it. I'll see you later, America, and everybody buck up for this guy. It sounds like he could use a little encouragement. See you later.